What's up, legends? Benchmark Bets is back, and we're locked in with 3 NBA picks on Monday, the 15th of December. But that's not all. I'm going to take you through some leans that I also like. So buckle up. I've done the homework. Let's hit these and stack these wins. Before we dive into these picks, let's do a little quick recap on the last NBA video. We went 1-1 with Jalen Brunson over 29.5 points. Cashed with ease. He ended up dropping 40. Pretty much a system play until the Magic figure out how to stop high usage guards. Then we had SGA to score 30 points. Pretty much end up on a hook. He got 29 in a contested game. Plenty of shots, but not much mid-range. And heaps of Hail Mary threes. He only had 4 free throws compared to his usual 15 to 20. Bad beat, but now let's get into these picks. So, with the first pick, I'm looking into the Pistons and Celtics game, and I'm going with Ausar Thompson over 5.5 rebounds. So, the Celtics give up the 3rd most rebounds to his position and the 10th most offensive boards, but Thompson feasts. He is over this line in the last 7. Sorry, I'll get the metrics up first. He's over this line in 7 out of the last 11 games against bottom 10 defensive teams that allow offensive rebounds, and is averaging 6.5 rebounds. Also, he has versed the Celtics 2 times this year already, and has dropped 12 and 8 rebounds, with 5 offensive rebounds in the first game and 4 offensive rebounds in the second game. Also, recent players have smashed their lines going over in 3 out of the last 4 times. Plus, later on, I will show you a sneaky plus money parlay that I really like. So, Ausar Thompson over 5.5 rebounds is my first play. And the second pick, I'm looking into the Mavericks versus the Jazz game, and I'm going with Cooper Flag over 18.5 points, and here is why. Flag settling in as their main guy. He's over this line in 5 of the last 6 times in the last 6 games, averaging 23 points. He only missed against OKC, which he scored 16, so pretty close there. One of the worst defensive teams. One of the best defensive teams. Flag loves to score in transition plays and from free throws, and also from spot-up shooting, where the Jazz give up the 5th most to transition plays, the 8th most to free throws, and the 7th most to spot-up shooting. All signs point to a dominant night for Cooper Flag. So Cooper Flag over 18.5 points is my second play, and for the third and final pick, I'm looking into the Grizzlies versus the Clippers game, and I'm going with Ja Morant over 26.5 points and assists, and here is why. Ja Morant loves to attack the paint, and the Clippers give up the 7th most points in this area. He also loves to score from transition plays and from isolation, where the Clippers give up the 9th most points to transition plays and the 4th most points to isolation plays. Compared to his assists, he loves to score his assists to people that shoot the 3 ball, and the Grizzlies have heaps of them. The Clippers give up the 3rd most assists to this area. In the last game where the Grizzlies versed the Clippers, Ja Morant was out, but Cam Spencer and Cedric Howard both went over their points and assists line pretty easily. Howard pretty much plays the same role as Ja Morant, so that one sort of tells him why Ja Morant's going to go over. Pretty much does it better than Howard, whereas Spencer loves to score the points from the 3 line, which they do give up the 3rd most threes in the league. So Ja Morant over 26.5 points is play number 3. Now, before we go, let's look at some leans that I'm liking. So let's look at the first game. between the Pistons and the Celtics, and I'm liking Jaylen Brown under 5.5 assists. You can still get that in some bookies, so hopefully you do have it. The Pistons allow the least amount of assists in the league. They do allow a lot of assists to his position. However, Brown just loves to score, doesn't really like to pass the ball. He's only over this line in 6 out of the last 24 games with an average of 4.8. So Jaylen Brown under 5.5 assists is a nice lean I like. But for a strong lean, I'm liking Jalen Duren over 11.5 rebounds. Pretty much does the same role as Oscar Thompson. Loves to crash those boards for those offensive rebounds and pretty much just sits under the rim for the defensive rebounds. So for him to go over his rebounds and also for Oscar to go over his rebounds, paying at the moment plus 250, which is a very, very nice juicy odds multi. Definitely will be jumping on that. In the last 2 games against the Celtics, Duren has gotten 18 and 16 rebounds, and also 8 offensive rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds. So Duren to grab those rebounds is another strong lean that I'm liking. So let's look at the next game between the Heat and the Raptors. Nothing I'm really liking in this game, so I sort of just missed it. There are a few good ones here, but I don't know who's going to score the ball for the Raptors. Could be Barnes, could be Ingram, could be Quickly. Same thing for the Heat. Could be Powell, could be Hero, could be Adebayo. So sort of just put this in the back of my mind. Didn't really worry about it. Next game, Mavericks versus Jazz. Obviously you have the Cooper Flag play already, so I like that. But I also like Keontae George for over 22.5 points. I feel like this is a buy high spot, especially with the last game against the Grizzlies where he scored 39. But it is a soft matchup. However, Markkanen also has a soft matchup against them as well. So one of the two is going to dominate. I don't know which one. Leaning more towards Markkanen, but Keontae George could also have a good dominant game, especially from his graphics of these recent games he's had. Looking good, but don't know which of the two are going to have the more dominant game. So that's it for that one. So for the Rockets versus the Nuggets, got to go with the Joker, over 28.5 points. Pretty much a repeat matchup from last time where he scored 34. He's in MVP form right now, so got to take his points overs pretty much every game until he has that few row of games where he just doesn't score. But he could also score 15 or score like 40. So I prefer the triple-double, which is at plus money at the moment. You can get plus 105 on most books at the moment, plus 115 for our Aussie bookie, which is pretty much similar to FanDuel. And in the Grizzlies and the Clippers game, got the Ja Morant play. Nothing else I'm really liking. Nothing else I'm liking in the Clippers. But yeah, that's pretty much it for my leans as well. Thank you so much for making it this far. Helps with the YouTube algorithm. Means a lot. Once again, thank you. Also, if you're loving the content, smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, drop your favorite play in the comments. Good luck, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.